Hi, I'm Chris.
And I am Dave.
And this is Two Old Skeletons Talking.
Which we like to refer to as Toast.
Yep.
We are coming to you from Seattle, Washington.
And we're on I-5 northbound, heading up from about Lake City to Linwood. We're
Almost
heading
to
in
the
that
county
direction.
line.
Yeah, something like that. So, subject for today is...
No, that's not how it goes.
All right. You do
I know.
it.
I was delaying, though, so you thought I wasn't going to get there. Okay, ready?
Yep.
What's the subject today, Chris?
The subject for today is Shakespeare.
Shakespeare.
Indeed.
Tranio, since for the great desire I had to see for a Padua nursery of arts, I am arrived for fruitful Lombardy, pleasant garden of great Italy, and by my father's love and leave am armed with his goodwill and thy good company.
Good God, dude. That's Shrew, I think, yeah?
Yeah. That's Lucentio from Taming of the Shrew.
Yeah.
Taming of the Shrew is actually sort of how I ended up diverging from my law enforcement career that I was very unhappy at, right? So I was 2 years in a criminal justice degree.
Yeah.
Pretty close to graduating. I don't know how, because I didn't spend any time working on it. Mostly just because I kept spending time in the theater department, right, and not doing stuff. And so my friend Cooper, so he calls me at one point and says, hey, we're doing this production of Taming of the Shrew, and we lost our Lucentio, so we need a Lucentio.
Okay.
So I show up and I get the part, obviously, and we're doing, and this is a crazy production. It was no theater company. It was just this guy who did Shakespeare around town, and we performed it like in bars and all. And yeah, it's like, there used to be an old bar like right on 15th there under the Magnolia Bridge. We performed there a couple of times. We performed in like a senior citizen home in Kirkland. It was just but it was this awesome cast. I mean, we were so tight with each other for the year that we kind of just randomly took this show on the road, playing middle schools and stuff.
Time.
So yeah.
How much was it cut down?
Oh, I don't remember. I mean, I think he cut it pretty good. That's probably why it's so stuck in my memory. Is like
what was
for
your
a
running
year
time?
We did it. So I think it was probably under 2 hours, right?
Yeah.
So, but it was good. It was a fun cast and stuff. And then that's what sort of doing that show, why I was sort of still trying to finish my degree, and that was finally what got me thinking about Cornish. And then I already told that story, I think, where I was driving past Cornish and just said, screw it, I'm done. And I quit everything and just totally took a left turn in my life.
Go be an actor.
But yeah, so that was because of Shakespeare right there.
Do you still remember the Hamlet soliloquy?
The Hamlet soliloquy?
Yeah, because you used to do that all the time.
I mean, I used to have a rap Hamlet, which I don't even know.
I don't know. Oh, okay, I don't know that. All right.
Well, you got to give me a beat.
All right, what's the tempo?
Okay, ready? No, I'll just do it. Well, my name is Hamlet, and I'm here to say, got a job to do, ain't gonna do it today. My dad is dead, and I'm feeling low, and this is my homeboy, Horatio. Well, Horatio came looking for me, said, I saw you there, then you better come see. I swear to God, my mama raised no fool. I can't remember it after that point. So I saw the ghost, and now I make this boast. I'm gonna find the fool and kill him. I don't remember. That's it. I mean, I think I wrote that thing. God, I wrote that thing like 30 years ago.
Yeah, totally. That's hilarious. I forgot that. No, you did say that to me a long time ago.
I probably did the whole thing. I mean, it's like 9 verses. It tells the whole story.
Right, sure. Because why wouldn't it?
Yeah. Otherwise, it would suck, right? If you just get halfway through. So.
No,
we did it after school. We did a production of what we call 10 Little Hamlets, which was 10 Hamlet adaptations, and the Hamlet rap was one of them. I didn't actually do the rap. I wrote it for that show, but
right.
Anyway, so what do you got? What do you got on Shakespeare? What do you got?
Well, I mean,
I have a confession to make for you too. That's Shakespeare related, and that I've been hiding this from you for many, many years.
Oh.
But you go first, and then I'll.
No, I know it now. I need to hear it. You've totally teased it. I need to hear that.
No.
What?
Okay. All right. I feel really bad about this, and I hope you're not angry. All right.
Okay.
Do you remember that I was in Chicago about 15 years ago, maybe 12 years ago, and you had done sound for a show at the what was it called?
The Chicago Shakespeare
Theater, right?
Yeah.
And I called you and I said, well, can I get tickets? And you set up comps for me.
I totally don't even remember
to see the show. Yeah,
really?
The show that you had done.
Two Noble Kinsmen.
Two Noble Kinsmen. And therein lies my story, right?
All right.
And Two Noble Kinsmen is not one of my favorite Shakespeare's. In fact, it's really low on the list. But I wanted to, you had given me comps, and I wanted to hear your work. And I showed up, and I saw that Hamlet was playing at the same time. And I was just like...
So you walked into the other theater?
I said, screw this, right? And so I went and I saw Hamlet. Awesome production. The best Hamlet I've ever seen. Anyway.
That's hilarious.
And then later you were like, how's the show? I was like, oh, it was great. I go, yeah, you really like that. You were asking me specific questions about the music, and I was like, I just couldn't admit to you that I begged on your show.
So put you on the spot then. You know what? I totally don't even remember that.
Oh, good. Good, because it happened.
I guess thanks for copping to it, but yeah, I did not remember that at all.
Whatever. The things we do.
Yeah, the things we do.
It was probably the best production of Hamlet I've ever seen.
Well, that's good. It's the best production of Two Noble Kinsmen you would have seen.
No, really not saying a lot. Right.
Yeah.
That's just a boring show.
It was not bad the way Darko did it, because Darko's a phenomenal director. So it was compelling, which is why we took it from the Globe to Chicago, because it was...
Was that the only time you worked in that theater?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the only time I've worked in Chicago. But yeah, I mean, without a doubt, the most Shakespeare I've done was the 7 years doing the summer festival outside at the Old Globe in San Diego, because we would do 3 in rep. And so I just racked up a quick 24 Shakespeares.
Wow.
I know.
Wow.
And it was like, obviously, a lot of the canon.
Yeah.
Did some of the ones that you just rarely do, like Titus Andronicus. And
actually, I love Titus Andronicus because I worked on a production of it about 6 years ago that was done as a comedy. It is hilarious when it's done as a comedy.
There's a lot about it that's kind of funny, but it,
the whole
it's
scene
usually...
where her tongue's cut out and she can't talk and her hands are chopped off and she's sitting there trying to tell her brother who did this to her. Hilarious when it's done for laughs, right?
Yeah.
So
no, I would think. I mean, ours was not done for laughs.
No. So
mostly they're not. But I mean, just it's not that common to do it.
No, Pericles is probably the worst. I mean, I'm fairly sure that scholars will say Shakespeare never wrote Pericles, but...
Well, a lot of scholars say that he only conspired for Two Noble Kinsmen.
Yeah, really?
That's thought to have been written a lot by somebody else also. But my favorite production of all of them was the first one I did with this director named Paul from New York. He came out and he did a production of Macbeth, which I'll go ahead and say because...
I don't think you're allowed to say Macbeth in a car that belongs to a theater person.
You know what? But I'm gonna, because it's on YouTube and we're not in a theater. But most people will call it the Scottish play because of the expected curses that will fall upon you. But this production was astonishing. And Maya saw it, and the thing that she really took away from it is the guy who played Macbeth was a very handsome dude. Super handsome, super charismatic. And she said, you know what? It's like a whole other play when you find yourself rooting for Macbeth.
Yeah, I can see. You're supposed to be sympathetic to Macbeth. It's Lady M that you're not supposed to be sympathetic to.
Yeah.
So because really, I mean, she's the
power behind the throne, and she's nasty. But he still does a bunch of really bad stuff.
I think a really good Macbeth, though, a really good actor, makes you see that sort of that duality of his nature. To make him see being uncomfortable with this and questioning what he's doing, but
Yeah, which he totally did. But it was a little past that. It was a little too, come on, you can make it.
Come on, yeah, you can do it. Be king, be king.
Yeah, you just have to kill a few more people, really? It's not that much.
I worked on a production, I think probably one of my best lighting designs ever was I worked on a production of Macbeth that was done in a warehouse. It's this theater company in town that does mostly park stuff in the summertime.
Yeah.
And they try and do one indoor show. And they couldn't get themselves a theater for that one indoor show. So he's like, here's a good idea. Let's just get a warehouse downtown. Let's do it in a warehouse, which everybody thinks is a great idea unless you're a lighting designer.
Yeah.
And So,
because then you're like, how are we going to cover up all these windows?
oh god, it's always such a pain in the ass. And then you know, I've done it so many times it just makes my brain hurt. But anyway, so and it's always a new experience for them. They're like, oh, I just think this is just so great. You know.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's like, thank you. The loft thing is over.
So over. And I'm in there hanging truss, and when it comes down to it, there's virtually no power. Right, and this is the thing that you really, I've been in this situation so many times where you say, okay, I know it's a really big space, but the entire space has 320 amp circuits to it, which means that I can maybe use 6 lights, right?
Nothing.
So I lit this show, I maxed out my lights and lit it all in a breakup gobo, right?
Right.
And maybe 1 or 2 scoops just to provide general lighting, and I just thought, this is gonna suck, right?
Yeah.
But it turned out gorgeous. I've got pictures of it.
So you had almost no cues. It was lights up, lights down.
Yeah, I mean, I put a special in the well or in the cauldron that the witches would go to, right?
Yep.
And then, but most of it was, I would move areas around as they would move. And I think I had a follow spot. It converted a light over to follow spot so that for Banquo and stuff, you could do a special light. But I'll send you some pictures.
Cool. So
all right, should we put this to bed?
Yeah, so that's Shakespeare.
There's Shakespeare there for you.
Hey, it's Chris. Thanks for watching our episode, everybody. We hope you liked it. And if you liked it, please subscribe. Also, if you'd like to see some outtakes and behind the scenes, you can support us and check them out at patreon.com/2oldskeletons. Thank you again. Be safe.